basically, I realized that our minds are so programmed to automatically respond to our environment that it makes it really difficult to just wake up one day and go from who you are now to the person that you ideally want to be. So, over the past couple of years, I've gone through this kind of mental, mindful, spiritual transformation where I've learned to not only accept different things about myself and the world around me, but I've also learned how to reprogram myself to best be able to strive in a world where chaos thrives, especially in times now where you see man versus man, woman versus woman competing with each other, arguing with each other, because so much information's out there discussing the same topics, but in so many different ways, it's almost impossible to know using your five senses to kind of tell the truth about the information you are receiving. So, my goal is to bring what I believe to be the truth to the forefront of those seeking wisdom as a method of becoming the best version of themselves. So, I'm inside my man cave. I have this COVID mask on, and I have my hat, and neither of that is necessary, but it does go with the theme of the channel. The theme being our voices are being closed. The theme being we are becoming more and more militarized in the way that we are experiencing our lives on a day-to-day basis. What do I mean by that? There's security guards letting you know when you could go into CVS. That's what I mean by that. What else do I mean by that? Yesterday I went to a bike store and only 2 people were allowed in at a time. So it was kind of that feeling of going to an amusement park where you're ready to get on this new ride. You know the line's going to be 2 hours, and the ride's going to be a minute long, but you say, what the hell, it's an experience. I want to do it. I want to see what it's like. You get so close to the front of that line, and I know some of you have experienced this before, and that ride breaks down. And at first, you start waiting on that line. You're like, all right, they're gonna just fix it. Some guy's gonna flip a switch, and suddenly that ride is gonna be good to go again. So you stay waiting on the line. I mean, you already invested 2 hours of your time. You're so close to the front. So why get off the line? Everyone around you is still doing the same thing. No one else is leaving the line. Maybe the people in the back are, but no one that invested the same amount of time as you are is leaving the line. Until you realize 30 minutes later that this ride ain't going to be fixed anytime soon. Right? So now you have that cognitive dissonance, basically meaning what you want to do, you realize is probably the opposite of what you're going to end up having to do. As in, if you don't walk away from the line now, you're going to wait another 30 minutes before an employee tells you to get off the line because the ride is done. So, what does that mean? It's a metaphor for how our world is today. We are in a technological age where anything you believe, if you do a Google search on it, you'll find something that either proves it to be true or proves it to be false. So, how do you know it's true? You know, if you're interested in tattoos, right? They recommend putting some kind of cream on it for a few days to help it heal. Now, you go to your local convenience store and you're looking for the cream that the tattoo person used on you, but you don't see it there, right? But there's a whole bunch of other healing ointments, yet, we're unsure and we don't want anything to get infected, so what do we naturally do? We take out our phone, we talk to Siri, we talk to Alexa, say, hey, what's a good healing ointment for tattoos? And what are you going to see on the first page of Google? The first two are going to be advertisements. So that means that someone's paying for you to click on that website. So automatically you know that they 9 out of 10 times are trying to sell a product unless they're really that passionate about what kind of healing ointment you put on your arm. They just want you to buy their healing ointment. What will you find after that? You will find some kind of website that lists the top 10 ointments you can use in order to make your tattoo heal. So you click that and you see number 1. And you'll see the list of 10 and probably maybe 2 of the 10 things will be in the store you actually are to buy the product. Meanwhile, if you read between the lines, you'll find out that all 10 of the products are the same exact thing. Petroleum jelly. You know what I mean? Vaseline. Type in Vaseline, they say never put that on a tattoo. But what is Vaseline? It's petroleum jelly. Type in petroleum jelly. They'll say don't put that on a tattoo. Okay. So, you get a recommendation to use Aquaphor. Aquaphor is the go-to healing remedy for everything that has to do with skin. But guess what? What's the primary ingredient in Aquaphor? Petroleum freaking jelly. It's the same thing. You know, that's like when you're spending $20 for an allergy medicine because it says allergy medicine on the box, but the same ingredient can be found in a $2 bottle of Benadryl that's marketed as a sleep aid. Oh, I don't want to take no sleep aid. I want to take a allergy pill. Guess what? When you take the sleep aid, you're taking an allergy pill as well because it's the same ingredient. So, if you'd rather spend 3 times as much money just because it says allergy pill versus sleep pill, then be my guest. But basically, these are the types of things that my channel will be looking to help you understand. My goal is to help you understand how to read in between the lines of all the propaganda, mainstream media, and yada 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 yada, and teach you how to make informed decisions based on using no faculty other than your mind on its own. So, this way, you know, what's that saying in the Bible? Not that, I'm religious or anything, but I know I heard this. It's from a Bible. You catch a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime, right? So if I give you a quote a day, maybe I'll motivate you a little bit for a day. But if I teach you how to manifest the quotes, how to understand and perceive the truth using that sixth sense that media so subtly blinds us from using. And by blinding us, I mean priming. So you may not notice it, but everything you watch, everything that goes in one ear and is processed by you, your mind is already at work getting ready to use that information for whenever it feels like using it. Obviously there's your conscious mind, which is everything you're aware of. And then there's your subconscious mind, right? So your conscious mind is, okay, this is a mask. These are rings. There's a picture behind me. The wall behind me is gray, right? But your subconscious mind is the reason why if you see something in this picture that looks like a spider, you don't even think spider, you just react as if you saw a spider. You know what I mean when I say that. How many times have you seen a bug or thought you've seen a bug in the corner of your eyes and you freaked out before you had a chance to even notice that it wasn't? Why are most of us afraid of snakes? It's not like it was drilled in our head. Be afraid of snakes. Be afraid of eight-legged creatures. Be afraid of heights. These are things that were already programmed inside of us. And, that's an evolutionary process, but at the time we are now in our lives, in this new information age, we have the ability to know how to reprogram our mind so that we can do anything from losing any kind of fear of heights, losing fear of spiders, losing fear of the dark. It's not something that will happen overnight, but if it's something that you want, it's the law of attraction at work. You can literally make yourself be the type of person that you ideally want to be. So any insecurity you may have, you can turn that off in time. It starts with the knowledge. Knowledge turns to wisdom. And wisdom is understanding what's the truth. And that is where the power comes from. And when you overcome those fears, no goal seems too big to accomplish. Nope. Want to know what my goal is? It's gonna sound kind of crazy. At least to many people here, and it'll sound kind of crazy, but I want $33 million 5 years from now. So I want a net worth of $33 million. Why do I pick that number? Because I want to be able to do things like this, where I talk about topics I'm interested in and build a community with people of similar interests without having to worry about, oh, well, I have to do this work assignment. I have to go to this job now. No, I think that everything is just so backwards, whereas, financial means and getting out of debt becomes a priority, whereas feeling fulfilled takes a back seat. Doing this is fulfilling for me. And, you know, eventually doing this can lead to meeting people who do the same thing. It can mean going on trips. I want to go to the Pyramid of Giza in Egypt because I know there's a lot of stuff down there that they're not telling you about, and it's not about no pharaohs. Just saying. But Um, $33 million is just a number, and it's a number for me. And it's not just because I want to have $33 million, it's because I did the math. I wrote down every single thing that I could have to experience my optimal dream life, right? And for me, that's traveling a lot, you know. Um, I want to be able to travel when I please, and a lot of the things I want to do will probably cost a lot of money. But, when I add it all up, when I count the things on my bucket list, when I count the money that I want to put aside for my family in case anything happens to them, or, you know, just anything that I'll need or want. Basically, 33 million allows me to do whatever I have or want to do and know that with interest alone, I'm making enough money to maintain that lifestyle for the rest of my life. I mean, anything could change, but hey, I, you know, it stresses me out paying $33 now, so, you know, if you start following me and seeing kind of my journey and listen to the discussions and topics that I'm going to be bringing up in the next couple of videos, I want to be that person that you can say led by example. I want you to look at me and say, oh, that's that dude that says society doesn't work the way society is supposed to be. Oh, that's that entrepreneur who has no secure sense of income. So I'm labeled as what? Unemployed? Am I a bum? Am I homeless? No, I mean, I haven't worked a standard job and I can't even count now. I still have my apartment. There's not that much extra spending money. But so no Egypt in the very near future. But I was able to buy this mask yesterday on impulse. Um, that was actually one of my entrepreneurial ideas myself, but I don't want to go too off topic. But I was like, hey, these other masks were kind of annoying and they were making my face look like I was 16 again, pimples everywhere. But I was like, they should make masks that are stylish at least. The crazy thing is, I actually took out all the safety features in this mask. So this thing looks like it could go into a freaking, Navy SEAL mission with tear gas and all that stuff. But, you know, really it's just a fancy cloth that won't save me from nothing because I took out all the safety features. Because the safety features make me feel like I'm walking on the moon without a mask and can't breathe, or walking on a mountain. So I took those safety features out. Also, I already had my stint of coronavirus, so I'm not really too nervous about catching it again. A lot of my family already got them too, so I'm not, you know, I don't plan on eating any bats. I think maybe if I was to get it again, that would be the other way that it happens, if I decide to eat some bat soup or something. But no, I have trouble eating anything that looks like it did before it was ready to be served as food. So I love calamari, but I won't eat the ones that look like they have tentacles on it. I'll eat the round ones because the other thing makes me feel like I'm eating an octopus, and psychologically that messes me up. You know? Anyway, I just wanted to give you all a brief introduction. I know I ranted a little bit or went a lot off topic, still kind of putting thoughts in my head about what exactly I'm going to be talking about with this channel or where I want to go with this channel. But basically, here to help you guys learn how to read in between the lines and how to determine truth from non-truth, because there's a lot of truth that's truly veiled in darkness, and at the same time there's a lot of things that seem to be bad, but it's filled with truth and light. So you can't avoid all darkness because you think it's bad, and you can't run to everyone that says the name of a saint and assume that their intentions are pure either. So I guess the development of that sixth sense, where you just know and learn how to know without having to use Google or Siri or call somebody, and just use your own mind. Then eventually, in time, you'll just start to get vibes. You know, you'll walk into a restaurant and you'll just feel like something's off. And that's, I mean, for the most part, the types of things you can expect when you develop that sixth sense and activate that pineal gland up in your system, but it will take time. You know, I don't believe that society wants us to be wise, because if we were able to see between the lines of everything going on around us, there would be a much different reaction than there is now. And I think even now people are starting to awaken to a lot of things, but wait until more truths come out. It's going to be wild. So I'm excited to be on this journey with you. So if you want to get outside the box, I mean, really get outside the box and truth seek, learn some new things, learn how to learn some new things in a very unconventional, unorthodox manner. Capture will stop soon. Okay, I reached my video limit. But subscribe, hit the alert button, and I'll be back again. Take care.